Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. Our neighbors to the north have real issues. They finally get rid of Justin Trudeau, quite possibly the worst prime minister or global leader throughout the world. He was terrible. Shut down the truckers' convoy, work with Chrystia Freeland, work with the World Economic Forum. I could go on. But now they've got Mark Carney, and he's no better. And Pierre Poilievre was not an option, folks. And Trump did such a great thing. So I'm going to show you some things that Mark Carney said, but then also what Trump is up to. This will be a great report. Do me a favor, smash that like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. But let's listen to Mark Carney.
Climate change is an existential threat. We all recognize that. There's increasing urgency around that. But the converse of that, the flip side of that is if you're taking steps, making investments, coming up with new technologies, changing the way you do business, all in service of reducing and eliminating that threat, you're creating value. And what we have seen increasingly, spurred initially by the Sustainable Development Goals, accelerated with Paris, and then through social movements and others and governments acting, is society is putting tremendous value on achieving net zero. So the companies and those who invest in them and lend to them, who are part of the solution, will be rewarded. But those who are lagging behind and are still part of the problem will be punished.
So Mark Carney is working at making Canada even more uncompetitive. He's telling you that, man, we're going to just basically run industries into the ground. But here's where he lets out the real secret. This is all about money.
They don't say this quite as loudly, but what they're also saying and thinking, and we're going to make a lot of money off of this because actually this is the way the world's headed. I mean, I'm not sure exactly when we get there, but to be carbon competitive is going to be value creating.
Donald Trump does more press media interviews than any president in the history of the United States. Pierre Poilievre is not talking to media. He's at his best in those clips where he rips apart dumb journalists. I don't know what's going to come in Canada, but I actually think Donald Trump now, what started off as a lark, I think he just thought Trudeau was weak and Trudeau was taking shots at him after he won the election. And so he said, hey, you're just the governor of a small state. We can do whatever. And then when he saw the overreaction, Trump just doesn't back down from a fight. And I believe that he thinks that having the Liberal Mark Carney win will lead to a quicker destruction of Canada so that it's easier to pick up the pieces. That's why I think he's endorsing Mark Carney, because nothing about Canada right now is merit-based. Nothing about Canada is about doing hard things. Our military is an absolute joke. Our criminal defense system, even though I work in it, isn't dealing with crime. Our cities are completely falling apart. We're spending more money. We probably are wasting proportionately more money than the US. We're all paying 50% or more when you add up all of the taxes. Like, why would any entrepreneur come here? Trump is actually instituting policies, if people pay attention, that will make the US 10 times stronger. He's making people proud to be part of something that's specific. It's not saying just come over here and shit on my country. Just like there's been a festival of just shitting on the best countries in the world by people who haven't made anything great in their own countries.
So for those of you in Canada who have been concerned about your country, rightfully so, and are dealing with the effects of unchecked immigration and other cultures taking over yours, do not fear, because Donald Trump is doing the Lord's work, and he's actually just making sure that you can become our 51st state. We'll see you on the next episode, folks. Peace out.